Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. Today, as you can see, we are with a global enduro on Indianapolis road course. This is a one-off and they are all driving Porsches. We'll have a time scale. I think during these 2 hours we're gonna be seeing how the time moves 12 hours, and the fuel consumption is set as double as much as it would be normally. Unluckily, Cody had planned to be with me today, but he was not able to make it. Therefore, you'll have to... you will only be hearing me today, which is a pity, but it is how it is. At the moment, if I see it correctly, the drivers are still on practice. In theory, they should have been already in qualifying, but there was a little bit of technical mismatch. The race that was planned to start for at 2030 CET won't start until 2045 CET the soonest. But anyway, until then we can be checking all the drivers. This is, by the way, at least the second time that Global Enduro does this race, and it's great. It's lots of fun to drive the Porsche on Indianapolis road course. And it's gonna be great to watch them drive. Indianapolis is of course known for the Indianapolis 500, but also the road course has very interesting places, very interesting points where racing takes place. We see the Indy cars, we see NASCAR driving here, and today we're gonna see a Porsche GT3s driving here. And while I'm concentrated in Linus, let's go to Nick Moda, who for now has done the best time, and as I said, he goes to pits. Fantastic, thank you very much. Anyway, let's go to Linus Landval. We were all the time. He is one of the fastest drivers at the moment, other than Nick Moda. But as I said, this is practice, and they are just getting the feel, getting the rhythm of this track. One of the specialties of this track is when it comes between when the transition comes between road and the oval track, there is always a slight bump. It's not something that makes your driving exceedingly difficult, but you always notice it on the wheel when see that bump where Linus drove right now. You always notice it on the wheel, and it's something that you have to be prepared for. Question to the chat: is the sound coming okay? Is everything well? Does my voice sound right? Do the cars sound right? Nobody's protesting, so I'll accept that everything sounds the way it should. Okay, this is getting full. We had, or Global Enduro to be precise, had about, I think, 20 people willing to participate, and we already have 16 in practice on track, so that looks quite good. Oh, we're gonna show you... Wait, where was it? There. With Moda, we're gonna show you how the pit exit looks like. It's a long pit. Whoa! Moda went back into the pit because he misses driving there so much? I don't know. Bum, pit limiter off. Get into the first curve directly. Yes. So I was searching how to turn off the driver names. Now I got it. Ooh, the car a little bit squirrely. But as we said, this is still practice. This is just getting the muscle memory that You've been learning all the time, getting it in once again. Getting the rhythm. So I hope Brigonnet is gonna keep driving, because we can show you through him how it looks like. So you have the start and end straight, and then comes a 90-degree to the right. And you have to know exactly how to brake, where to brake. There is a big bump at the right, so you should not take that. Then you have these S's coming to another 90-degree, a small, very small straight, then a chicane with a longer straight, and you can take the curbs here, but you should be careful. I mean, with a car like the Porsche, it's easier than with Indy cars. And now a 90 degrees to the left. Again, some S's, which look easier to take than they are. A big, slow right corner. And then we land to the one part of the oval, which is very short, because now again a 90-degree to the right, again to the left, some SS. Whoa! And Brigole loses control. As you can see, it's not that easy. I suppose he's letting somebody pass, or he's just saying he had enough. Maybe saying that he had enough. Yep. Let me see. Somebody else. Maximilian Reichel, who is a regular at Global Enduro. Now at the start and end straight. So as you can see, it's oval, S's, take care of the curbs. Oval, S's, take care of the curbs. And be careful, because of course it's mostly, even if it has a lot of corners, it's mostly a fast track. And you see here, Maximilian took the curb a little bit too strongly. And I don't know what happened here. Seems that all the cars did the... Hey, Hekyan, thanks for subscribing. I'm surprised you're not driving, mate. Normally you're driving on these kind of things. Okay, so now we are on qualifying, 30 minutes qualifying. Let's see how the drivers fare. Let me see. Warming the tires. More important should be to take a little bit of space to the car in front. And not by overtaking the car. Mate, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't do that, mate. Mr. Steneca just told us he's sharing the car with Rutmer to get him experience. Cool. We mostly we're having drivers that are driving by themselves, but here and there we have drivers that are on a team for these 2 hours. So we have 16 drivers on the server and 14 drivers on track. Let's see which times they're gonna be setting. Could be very interesting indeed. So we have Linus Landval already setting the best time on the first sector. Adam on the other hand setting the best time on the second sector. And let's see on the third sector how it ends. All right, 1:24. It's not the fastest. That's Linus with 1:23.994 for now. We are at the start of qualifying. 26 minutes still to go. I knew that there was something missing, so now you can see we're on qualifying with 26 minutes to go. Apologies. We still have 2 in pits and 3 people who have not set a time yet. Things are starting to shape up. 1:23.994. I think the best time, if I remember correctly from the discussions in the Discord of Global Enduro, was 1:21 or something like that. So I either remember it incorrectly, or these pilots still have to warm up. Ooh, car went a little bit sideways. Okay, yeah, that's to be expected. Whoops, so that's also to be expected. We have the drivers, of course, finding the rhythm also. So we're gonna see these excursions here and there while they're trying to find the rhythm, their footing. Maybe they still want to change something in the setup. Setup is not fixed. Therefore, the pilots can do everything, even in qualifying. No park for me regulations. So yeah. So with regards to the strategy on these 2 hours, we expect to see 2 and 3 pit stops. Depending on the strategy the drivers have decided upon, and of course the teams that where there is more than one driver driving, of course also for the driver swap. Getting the tank full needs 24 seconds, and changing tires additional 30 seconds. Let me check one thing, because it seems that the chat is not working the way it should. So I have to check some technical stuff. No, something's not right here. So, Kanitofu, you were saying that the that it's laggy. Is the game laggy, or is just the stream needing some time? Because I get excellent images here. So, if you have issues with the stream not loading correctly, I gotta say it looks as if they are on your side. And if you think Global Enduro is something for you, if you think these races are interesting, and this is one of the shorter races they do, we are publishing the link to their Discord in the chat, so you can click there and enjoy racing. Global Enduro does races normally on R Factor 2, sometimes also with Assetto Corsa Competizione, but as the name says, they are mostly long races. On the 1st of May, they're gonna do a 6-hour race at Le Mans that we will be broadcasting here on the channel. So 17 minutes to go, and we are still at 1:23 in as the best time. So maybe the 1:21 was Fata Morgana, or I was misremembering for some reason. Sumner has been disqualified? What? Let me check if I get some information about why. No, that's strange. Smith again with the best time in qualifying, 1:23.476. So everybody else has to see to it that they can get to that time. Not an easy thing to do. Hey, Mr. Groot. Always a pleasure to stream, broadcast races from Global Enduro. They're always lots of fun. Unluckily, Cody could not be here today. We had planned to have him here, but he had... Oops. He had something on short notice to do and cannot make it to the race. So, Henk-Jan, I seem to remember on Discord that somebody wrote he made 1:21, or did I misremember? And the new version of, or the polished version of the Porsche and Indianapolis are a little bit faster than last year, so I'm either misremembering or I don't know, or these guys are racing with full tank, but I don't qualifying, but I don't think so. Whoa! See Nick Mora fly, see him fly up and away. Man, taking the curbs on that chicane is not always the best way. I think he's taking the curbs a little bit too aggressively and losing time because of that. Let's see how he ends. Yeah, below Smith, and he didn't even do his best time on this lap. So is Adam Smith, whoops, on track? Yes, he is. Warming the tires, I suppose. Yeah. I say it and he starts going sideways so that the tires get warm. Linus Lundvall, who was quite fast at the beginning of qualifying, has been out-qualified by Adam Smith and Nick Moda. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we have 10 minutes still to go on qualifying. Let's see if in these 10 minutes something's gonna change extraordinarily. I don't expect it to, but who knows? Expect the unexpected, as always. Aye! That wasn't good for Linus. Going slightly but still out is not a good idea. By the way, on R Factor 2, the more drivers you have on track during qualifying, the more rubber there is on the track, and the faster the track gets at the end of qualifying. So that's always something that you have to keep in mind, even if you do the first at the beginning you do the fastest laps, you will have to go out at the end, because there's gonna be enough rubber for others to profit from that, and therefore do faster times, even if they are not faster than you. Hey, Nick losing control there. Even if it's the outlap. That can get you out of your rhythm. Let's see if it did or not. Next try from Mora. Braking quite well into the first corner. Taking the S's well. Ooh. Flying over the flying over the curbs, but still, I think that was still inbound. Let's see when we get the first timing. And no. 28.795. No. Okay. So he's done an absolute best on the second sector. And a good time on the first sector. Now for the second round of SS. Oh. Got a little bit off track there. Getting into the start and end straight, which is part of the oval. And 1:23.771, not good enough to get into the time of Smith or Brigoni. 3.5 minutes. If you haven't started your round now, it's quite possible you won't be able to make a time. So whoever is still in pits should either go out now or forget being able to set a time. Three minutes to go. So we have Adam Smith on track, we have Brigoni on track, we have Mora on track. Linus Landval is going out of the pits right now, okay. Maximilian Reichel too, cutting it close. Ed Bailey, who organizes these races, has some issue with the network because he's everywhere. Manuel Losbichler getting out. Ictus also on track. Gio Nuvoli in the pits. I don't think he's gonna be setting a second time. René Demouchy also in pits. That would be the first 10 for now. Ooh, Nick Mora getting out again. And Adam Smith, last chance he'll have to set a time. And as I said, even if you are the first, now the track is wonderfully set up for doing fast times. Well taken, the chicane. Aha, on sector 1 already a little bit slower than he has been until now. But just like 36 thousandths of a second. That's nothing. Second time also slower. I don't think he's gonna be able to best his best lap time. Ooh, going sideways there. That must have cost time. Yeah, and seeing that he won't be bettering his time going into pits. Brigonnet is on pits. Let's see, Nick Mora. I think he's gonna start... Ooh. He's gonna start his lap now. That's cutting it close. Ouch! Did he really hit the wall, or was it just a network issue? So, starting his lap? No, he's already on the... Why don't I have sector times? And if you haven't started your timing lap now, you are off. So let's see. Oh, Nick Mora on the first sector doing an overall best time. Okay. Could he make pole on the last second or even on the overtime? Ooh. Car went a little bit sideways there, but still, while on the edge, quite well. And second sector time, too slow, much too slow. So I don't think he's gonna be making pole, but maybe he's gonna be making second. Let's see. He's gonna cross the line. And oh, Brigonnet was faster, so he has lost third place even with a quite good time. Oh bother. Oh well, that's the way it is. So first Adam Smith, second Linus Landval, third Brigonnet, numbers 73, 37 and 177. 7 seems to be a lucky number today. And who do we have? Manuel Losbichler, not gonna set a time because he's set in the middle and everyone else is on pits. So that's how it's gonna be. Numbers 1 to 10, Adam Smith, Linus Landval, Brigonnet, Mick Mora, Pedro Crulas Gomez, wow, Maximilian Reichel, Ed, Manuel Losbichler, Ictus, Gio Nuvoli. Well. Now we have 3.5 minutes of warm-up, and after that we're gonna start the 2 hours of Indianapolis road racing. Maybe I should be getting a water or something, because it's gonna be a dry 2 hours if I don't run now. Be back in a minute. Alright, warm-up has ended. We are going to go into the race quite soon.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
All right. Half a minute to go until the start of the race. 10 seconds. We're still missing people who are on pit. Ah, now they're coming in. Brigonet is still on pits. That's not good. Leo Ramela is still on pits. Now Brigonet is there and Ramela too. And I'm not sure if this is the start of the race or just the warm-up round, because I don't see any information here. Looks like the warm-up round. They're taking it at a very leisurely pace. La 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 la. Dum da dum dum dum. Guys, you should be warming your tires, you know? Just saying. Exactly. Some of them are warming their tires. They're listening to the stream while they're driving. God, that would drive me crazy. Listening to the stream of the same race where I'm driving. I would be failing at driving even more than I normally do. Eesh. Right, soon getting into the start and end straight. And now we'll soon have the start of the race. Lights are on. And there we go, the 2 hours of Indianapolis road race on Porsches have started. Koi got a penalty, I suppose, for starting too soon. Let's see how the first corner is. Quite okay, but Smith already lost his first position. Brigonet getting into first. Smith fighting. Oh, at the back there was some issues. I think it was Pedro Crulas Gomez. Brigonet keeping first. Smith, ooh, trying to overtake on the chicane. Linus gets into first. Brigonet into second, but they're still fighting. Ooh, ouch. That was not a good thing. Who was that? I think it was Smith who was not able to brake in time. Eesh. That's gonna change things. Soon we'll be getting into the start and end straight. And we have first Moda, second Brigonnet, third Ike Toos, third René Demouchy, fifth Maximilian Reichel. Phew. Where did Smith land? Whoa, Smith is 16th and going into pits because, well... Oh, Krulas Gomez has DNF'd. Hey, what a pity. Let's continue with the race. Nick Moda taking already some space to the second, 2 seconds. So, 2 seconds to Ike Toos. What's Ike Toos doing? He's in an extended battle for position. Okay. So Adam Smith is in pits. Pedro Krulas Gomez is out of the race already. That was a pity because he was 5th after qualifying. Yeah. Alright, we have Nick Moda with 2 seconds to the second, who is Brigonnet. Again, Brigonnet with good space to the third, but then things get more tricky. As Demouchy and Reichel are quite near to him. Whoa, Smith spending a long time in pits. Eesh. Mamacita, what happened there? So for now, the hot race is here. In the battle for 3rd position. Whoa, Demouchy cutting the track. Let's see if the system sees it the same way. Nope, not for now. Koji, as was to be expected, got a penalty for false start. Drive through. You will. Ooh, and the battle for 3rd. Two's car getting very squirrely. That, of course, helps Demouchy. Whoa, but Demouchy taking the curbs too hot and therefore losing time as he went too wide. That's what it looks like from Demouchy's point of view, kinda. Ooh, these guys taking the corners very hot. Will Demouchy take the position? Ouch! No, he won't because he gets hit. Not good. Oh, and hitting the wall quite hard. Not good. Not good. Demouchy now down to 9th. And we have Toos and Reichel still battling for 3rd. Ferrari also DNF'd. Smith out of the pits, but Michael Sumner is in pits. Nick Moda first, Brigonnet quite far away on 2nd, and Toos fighting to keep the 3rd. Also 8 seconds away from Moda. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, Reichel losing time. He's now
Yeah, hi everybody. I wish I could join you guys and have a great evening.
about a second. Less than a second, but still quite a way. Oh! And two's losing control of the car. That's it for the battle. He even losing quite positions. Yeah, well. Okay, let's check. Nick Moda on first. Brigoni on second. Alone. Maximilian Reichel on third. Leo Ramella on fourth. And then Ike2s, who lost control of the car, on fifth, having to defend the position from others. Ow! And now he's smack in the middle of the track after that corner. Oof, not good. Man, lots of stuff happening here. So we have... Oof! Guys, don't fight so hard. It's still 1 hour and 50 minutes. It's a lot of time. It makes no sense to be fighting that hard, even driving into the other. There's lots of time. Exactly. I'm with you, mate. You have to leave space. Ah, Demushi got a penalty. Let me check for what. System still doesn't show it. No, I don't know for now what he got the penalty for. But between positions 4 and 10, there's a lot going on. So, oop, I don't see what the penalty for Demushi was for. Yeah, it's got a couple of heavy curbs. I agree with you. So this is the fight now for fourth. Ramella is fourth, but the other three behind him do want to get his position. I just hope that they know how to brake and when to brake. No, there is no space, Landval. Yeah, he thinks better of it and keeps it easy. So now it's a good moment to try to get in front. That's a nice straight. Yeah, but he's too far away. No, I wouldn't try to overtake there. And while these three, Ramella, Lundvall, Losbichler, try to fight for position, of course, the others are getting nearer. This is also a good point for overtaking. Ramella losing a little bit of control. Yeah! He loses really on the corner control of the car, and that is what Lundvall uses to get into 4th. Whoops. What's happening there? The server is being a little idiotic at the moment, to me at least. So we have Lundvall already a second away from Ramela. So I suppose he's gonna be flying away. Oh yeah. If you see any issues with the graphics, I have the graphics set up optimized and, well, unnerving. So we have Ramela, Losbichler and Ed Bailey fighting for 5th. And Koi and Bart Boom fighting for 10th. Homo sapiens, what do you mean 4 of 177? Ah, yeah, exactly. So first you have the position. Ramela now went a little bit squirrely. First we have the position, and then we have the number of the car, and then we have the surname of the driver. Moda in pits. On a 2-hour race, we're gonna be seeing everyone in pits at some point, although that soon in the race, not even 15 minutes in, that's a little bit too soon. So I don't really want to leave this fight here because it's quite hot at the moment. Losbichler could still get the position. He's getting quite near to Ramela, now trying to the overtake. He's on the inside line and thinks better of it. Okay. All right. Maybe on the next one, which is part of the oval. There we go. The small bump is coming. And now... Ooh. Ramela took... Did Losbichler? Yeah. Oh, Losbichler lost control. And goes into pits because it seems that something is not right in the car. Ooh, guys. So, let's see how it looks. Oh, let me check here. Gio Nuvoli. No, those are pseudo fights because people are going into pit right now. Okay, so first Brigoni, 8 seconds away from Maximilian Reichel, who again is about 13 seconds away from Lundvall. So for now, they can take it easy. The server is behaving erratically for me, and I'm on a very, very good connection. So I don't know what's happening. Anyway, Linus Landvall 3rd, Leo Ramella 4th, and I think for now his position is not that bad. I2's already 5th, Ed Bailey 6th, Gio Nuvoli 7th, Nick Mora 8th, fighting, so to speak. I mean, not really that fighting, but still. Rutmer Koi is a second away, and that can be beat him up quite fast on this track. And 10th is Bart Boom. But oh, Who lost control there? Neither Mora nor Koi. So let's stick with this battle, small battle for now. Yeah, server is making out of the Indianapolis road track a Dorifto track. Oh, it seems Koi had some issues because Mora is getting away, but now Bart Boom is getting near to him. Leo Ramela going into pits. That's soon. That's 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes after the start of the race. Maybe he's got some issues with the car. That's a little bit too soon. Curtis got a penalty. Let me see if now I find out why. No, the system still doesn't like to tell me. Curtis DNF'd? Okay. He was serving or it looked as if he was serving the penalty. And I don't know what's the matter with the server or my connection to the server, but never had those issues before. Yeah, I know that fuel is at twice the consumption in a normal car, in a normal race, but they should be able to at least, I don't know, make 1 hour out of it. These are GT3 cars, if I remember correctly, and they should have enough fuel. At least for 1 hour of race, even at 2 times. I don't know. And the leader is still not going into pits. Let me check. Yeah, no. I was checking if R Factor 2 shows me the remaining fuel, but that's only for Formula E and similar. So, what do we have here? Ed and Gio Nuvoli battling for 5th. And this is a very short part of the oval. You just got into the oval and you have to be braking. It's taking a little bit off track, but nothing to write home about. Now we are on the southern end straight. You saw the bump there. Nuvoli trying to get into the draft, gaining a lot of time. Trying to get on the outside. Yeah, that could be looking good. Ooh, that was a little bit optimistic, but Ed, let that be. Of course, on a 2-hour race, where the fuel consumption is a double of the normal, they could be on different strategies. But the way Ed is clinging to Nuvoli, I don't think so. And of course, now Ed will be trying to get sucked in by the draft, which is the right strategy. And getting into the start and end straight. Not as near as Nuvoli was when he tried to overtake. Ooh, losing time. Let's see what else is going on. We have Michael Sumner. DRS active? They don't have DRS. What are you saying? So Michael Sumner and Leo Ramela fighting for 10th position. Nuvoli on pits. So Brigon is still outside. Still driving around, making his rounds. And the system's still not showing me the reason for the diverse penalties that we saw. Okay. Let not. See, if you want to be like that. Okay, though, at the moment, no big battles. Rigonet already almost 20 seconds away from Maximilian Reichel. He again about 4.5-5 seconds away from Linus Landvau. Linus Landvau on third, Ike Toos on fourth. What is happening here between Sumner and Ramella? Quite near to each other, but still too far away to be really a hot battle. If I see it correctly, the sun is slowly setting down, right? Let me look through one of the cars. Let me see if I can see the sun. At some point Ed is gonna turn and let us see the sun, I hope. Of course, look through the car of Nick Moda. Quite banged up, that car. Adam Smith, who started on first, is 14th. But of course we have to wait for the diverse pit stops that are gonna be happening, I don't know, in the next 10 minutes for those who didn't go into pits. At least I would think so. And Nick going for the overtake and making it stick for now. Let's see if Ed is gonna be able to keep the pace. Take the bumps quite hard. Those curbs are not nice, and you are in a chicane situation, so you are turning the car and you don't want to be flying while trying to be turning. These are cars, not planes. Yeah, okay. Ed already lost over a second to Nick, so I think that is not battle anymore. Let's see what happens with Leo Ramella and Michael Sumner. Ramella still far away. Ah! Okay, Ike 2's in pits. And Brigonet is still doing his rounds, not wanting to go into pit, not caring about anything at all, just going round and round and round, 20 seconds away from Reichel. right, half an hour has passed and we have Brigonnet on first, Reichel on second, Landval on third, Moda on fourth, and Ed Bailey on fifth. And as we can see, Brigonnet got 2 positions better, Reichel 4 positions better, Landval lost 1 position to the positions they had acquired after qualifying. Coy into pits. Okay, those pit stops, I understand. Those pit stops are okay. Reichel into pits. Landval into pits. Yeah, those pit stops are understandable. Okay. But most of those who went sooner, especially those who went after 15 minutes or 20 minutes of race, they had issues. I'm pretty sure of that. So if you have joined us anew here and don't know exactly what we're doing, oops. We are showing a race by Global Enduro at Indianapolis Road with Porsche GT3s. And if you think, hey, this Global Enduro sounds interesting, I'm putting the link to their Discord in the chat, so you can go and see what it's all about. Normally, Global Enduro is about endurance races, so a 2-hour race is something specially short for what these drivers normally do. And on May 1st, we have planned to be showing you Global Enduro at Le Mans 6 hours. And that is more in line with what Global Enduro normally races. Brigonnet into pits. At last, you could say. And again, the server being funny, or R-Factor 2 being funny to me. Not nice. Not nice. Brigonnet out of pits and into 3rd position. So let me check. Ed Bailey has not gone into pits yet. Mora has gone once, Brigonnet has gone once, Los Bichler has gone once, Landval, and so on. So Ed and Boom have not been into pits yet. All the others have. So I suppose as soon as Ed goes into pits, this is gonna be changing a little bit. We have let's not count Ed and say Mora on first, Brigonnet on second, Landval on third. Of course, let's see when Ed goes into pits, when he thinks he's gonna be needing it. We are expecting the drivers to do 2 or 3 pit stops depending on their strategies. And of course, for teams that where 2 people race, they're also going to be doing pit stops to do a driver swap. So we have Mora, Ed Bailey, and Brigonet 1, 2, 3. And what do we have here? Michael, Sumner, and Nuvoli battling for 7th. And R Factor 2 being very funny. Hey, we got invisible cars! It's difficult to be following a race when the cars just disappear. It's strange because I have Nuvoli getting a penalty. I have never had issues with the server that Global Enduro uses, so I'm very surprised. Nuvoli received a drive-through penalty for cutting the track. Hey, at last the system talks to me. Nice of you. So Ed, who has not been into pits yet, is at the moment at first. Brigonet being very close behind him. And now Ed goes to pits. At some point he had to. We're seeing quite the pit stop. Sumner, Toos, Nuvoli. Well, I suppose Nuvoli is not a pit stop, but driving the serving the drive-through penalty. So Brigonet on first, Nick Moda and Ed in pits, Maximilian Reichel therefore soon into second position, I suppose. It's gonna be interesting. So we have Nick getting into the pit, and what about Ed? No, I think Maximilian is gonna be taking second position quite soon, because Ed and Nick are in pits. There we go. System is going a little bit bonkers because it took a while for R Factor 2 to notice that Reichel had overtaken those two in pits. Anyway, Brigonet, Reichel, is Ed already moving? Nope. So Ramella taking third position. Landval fourth. And somebody unlapping there. Penalty for Smith. Illegally passed before pit entrance. Ew, stop and go penalty. Yay. Smith, who started on first. Ugh. What a pity. So we still have a couple of drivers on pits, but I would say the first round of real pit stops. No, Ramela is now in pit. What? You're driving me crazy with your pit stops, guys. Ew. I would say Ramela is already on his second pit stop. We have Brigonet on first, Reichel on second, Landval. Is that the pace car on track? Pace car now coming in. What is going on here? Brigonet with a penalty? Hoot. Nah, system not showing any penalty. Quite strange. So a little bit surprised of what is going on here. Landval is on first, Ed Bailey on second, Brigonet on third, Two is on fourth, and Sumner on fifth. But I don't understand the pace car. And I don't understand those penalties that get shown on the information, but they don't get shown in live timing. All quite strange. So Brigonet has taken second position. Ramela now on pits. And we have Demouchy and Nuvoli fighting for 10th. Bart Boom and Losbichler now quite near to each other, and it's getting dark, so the cars are starting to put on the lights. I suppose we're gonna be finishing the race at night. Losbichler getting the draft. And yep, going for the overtake on the inside and making it stick for now. Okay, Ruth McCoy and Adam Smith battling for 11th. And it looks as if Coy is a little bit faster than Smith. Oh, and both going into pits. So, no, don't overtake when you're going into pits. Sumner DNF'd for whatever reason. Let's see if the system tells me something why he DNF'd. Nope. What a pity. One hour and 10 minutes to go, and we have Lundvall on first, Brigonnet on second, Ed Bailey on third, Ike Toos on fourth, and Nick Moda on fifth. Adam Smith, who started first, is at the moment on the 11th position. And luckily, we have 4 drivers who DNF'd and are not in the race anymore. Hi Kalle, long time no see, mate. How you doing? Getting bitten by the sim racing bug all over again when you watch these guys? So these could become hot quite soon. Ed Bailey and Ike Toos battling for third. Glad to hear it, mate. Hehe. One thing I can tell you, Kalle, is Global Enduro, if you like endurance races on Assetto Corsa Competizione and especially on R Factor 2, is the place to be, as they regularly do long races, and this is one of their short ones. Plans are already being set up for the Indianapolis 500, which at that point will be done with the DLC, don't call it DLC, from R Factor 2 with the Indy cars of 2021 that just came out. Hey, it's €5, it's not much. And while I'm saying that, we're seeing Ike Toos and Ed Bailey fighting, and it's getting darker and darker. I must have missed something because Ed all of a sudden went into second. When he was third all the time. Now this is gonna be funny, so to speak, because well, we see Ike trying to see if there is some place to overtake. Ooh, yeah, trying to find the gap, but it's not there. That's not the point, to find the gap. This track, as far as I know, doesn't have lightning, so When it gets really dark, it gets really, really dark. Ah, no, I see the spots there. So this is what Ike can see. For now, it's still not night. Hey Alex, yeah, at last some racing. This is not Formula 1, here people do race. Or that pitiful excuse for DTM that DTM has become. Ike 2's inching his way near to it. Ed, the organizer of these races, or at least the head honcho of Global Enduro. Luckily, nowadays he's got a couple of people helping him with the races, which is a good idea. Yeah, Ike is losing a little bit of time. Brigonnet has been disqualified. That's why Ed went into second. So, and the system doesn't show me why. Oh. So, the racing between Ed, Bailey and Ike 2's is getting hotter and hotter. Now only 0.3 of a second away from each other. Just in case you were not here at the beginning of this race, these drivers are racing on fixed setup. Fuel consumption is a double the normal. As you can see, time progression is faster than normal too. And we expect to see at least 2 pit stops, even 3 pit stops for the drivers. Some of these drivers are in a team where 2 drivers are driving the same car, and therefore we're gonna be seeing driver swaps too. We are nearing the first hour of this 2-hour race. Now Ed was able to get some space between him and Ike. I don't get it. From what I see... No, because of the overtake. Yeah, Ed lost the position because he was taking care to be lapped correctly. Eesh. He's gonna be trying to fight back, I suppose. I would. Well, I would try to fight back. I wouldn't be able, but I would try. So there we go. It's trying to find the gap. But now 1 second away from Ike. Although we had that one lap before and Ed was able to eat up the time. Nice little short straight. And then the 90 degrees to the left. Whee! Now the S's. I won't stop repeating myself. I think that Indianapolis road track is one of the most interesting tracks because it's fast, technical, and at some points very difficult, and these curbs are deadly if you don't take care of them. And the small bump when you get from road into oval, like here, I find it always very endearing. Ed doesn't find endearing that he's losing time to Ike, and therefore seems to be quite set on 3rd place. Linus, on the other hand, is set on 1st place for now, with 36 seconds to Ike 2's. Ike, as we saw, is 2nd, Ed 3rd, Nick Moda is 4th, Manuel Losbichler is 5th. And we have passed the 1 hour of this race. Now we have less than 1 hour of race left. We started the race with 17 drivers, and unluckily we now only have 12 on the track, 4 DNFs and 1 disqualification, and I'm sad to say the system doesn't tell me why Brigonnet was disqualified, so I cannot give you that information for now. Okay, things have settled down. Oops, what is Bart Boom doing there? Oh. It seems he had an encounter of the unkind kind, because he's missing a tire. Eesh. So I said things have settled down, and then we see something like that. Well, Bart Boom is gonna take a while on pits. So we have on first position, we have Linus Landval on second, Ike Toos on third, Ed Bailey on fourth, Nick Moda, and on fifth, Manuel Losbichler. Of the 17 drivers who started the race, there are 12 left. 5 gone, and you are watching the second hour of the 2-hour Porsche GT3 on Indianapolis road race from Global Enduro. Of course on rumrum.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing. Where else? Next week at 8 we'll be broadcasting the next race by Assetto Corsa friends, also on Porsches, but they are using Assetto Corsa as the name says. They are gonna be racing their Porsches on Brands Hatch. This is a 2-hour race. They do 2 40-minute races, with the second race on a reverse grid, at least for places 1 to 10. And hopefully next week Cody will be there. Bart Boom still on pits. Oof. And Landval is gonna be lapping somebody soon. Interestingly enough, Smith is getting shown to me as being into pits, but he's not. So, or is he? No, there he is. I don't get it. Sometimes R Factor 2 is not up to standards. As I was saying, So Linus is 41 seconds away from number 2, who is Ike Toos. Ike is 6 seconds away from Ed. And everyone else is 1 lap behind these drivers. So things have settled in quite nicely, although I suppose in the next 5 to 15 minutes I'm expecting the next round of pit stops. That could shake up things. Going now into pits. Reichel also. Okay, a little bit sooner than I was expecting the second round, but these two started the round of pit stops, I would say. Amela also into pits. Okay. So it was not 5 minutes, but just a couple of minutes after I was commenting. Okay. Wow, the gaps are quite big between Linus, Ike, and Ed, who are the first 3. But when the pit stops, mix things up. Lundvall and Mora into pits. Although Lundvall is so far away from Toos, I don't think that's gonna be changing a lot. And we have Toos going into pits also, so that's not gonna be changing a lot. Of course, it's gonna be interesting to see how much time these two spend in pits. So Lundvall is already 40 seconds in pits. At least stopping. He may be doing a complete 57 seconds in pits. I would say he's topped up on fuel and has changed tires, and I don't think that Lundvall is gonna go into pits again in this race. At least if he doesn't have an accident and has to change. Twos, on the other hand, only spent 33 seconds in at the stop, so that may have been just a tire change, and he may be doing another pit stop later. I suppose Ed Bailey is gonna be going into pits also soon, so he is shown as first, but as soon as he gets into pits, I suppose he's gonna lose that position. Lundvall taking the corner quite hard. You should try to avoid those big sausages. They can make a boo-boo at your car, which you don't want, and make you lose control because you're up in the air, which you don't want either. Adam Smith in pits. Adam Smith, who started at first, is now at 8th, but let's see where he ends up after the pit stop. Interestingly enough, Ed has only done one pit stop, and I'm quite sure he will come in again. Because I don't think you can do this race on one pit stop. But on the other hand, I'm quite sure he's only gonna be doing 2 pit stops. So I would gather that he's gonna make second if everything goes right. Los Bichler now in pits. Yeah, that's about the time I was expecting everyone going into pits, but hey, some went sooner than that. It's taking it easy. By which I don't mean that he's not racing, but he's taking the corners the right way, just easing up into a very good rhythm. And let's see, he's there. No, I thought there was going to be a little bit of battle here, but doesn't look like it. Just cars that are near to each other, but not in positions just like that. Nuvoli and the Mushi on pits. Ed still out. And now that we have 40 minutes of this 2-hour race remaining, we have Ed Bailey on first. Linus Landveld 20 seconds away from him on second. Ike Toos still keeping the third, but losing control of the car. Now a minute away from Ed. Chris Vaca on fourth. And Manuel Losbichler on fifth. And somebody rejoining from the pits. So, as I said, while these drivers are all driving near each other, they are not near each other in positions. Ed going into pits now. It's gonna be interesting to see how long he stays there, how long the stop is. And of course, Linus taking the first position. And after only 30 seconds in the pit stop, it gets moving again. Let me check one thing. So I would gather that Ed changed tires, but did not top up on fuel, and still I think he has enough fuel until the end of the race. I expect him not to pit again. I may be wrong, but oh, and I got the information why Michael Sumner left the race. He had not mapped a button for the lights, so he would be racing completely in the dark, which is not what you want to do. And therefore he had to leave the race. Peeps, if you start on a sim, map all buttons. I mean, what I've done with my rim is I have a standard set that I use as far as possible, exactly the same for all the sims. And that's the one I use when I open up a new sim. That's exactly what I use to set up the buttons. And so I don't forget. So I have the lights, I have the wipers, I have, I don't know, brake balance, whatever you want to do, whatever you normally use for racing. I have it set up in all or most of the sims the same way. DRS, push to pass, push to talk, blah blah blah, everything quite similar. Let's hope he learned his lesson for the next race. So Ike 2s is still 2 seconds away from Ed, but if Ed doesn't take care, it could become a problem for him and rob him of the second position. So that's one that we're gonna keep an eye on for a while. Yeah, now it's only 1.5 seconds. And I think it's because Ed is trying to, I don't know, battle Reichel for whatever reason. I mean, don't care about Reichel, Ed. Ike is who you should be caring about because he is eating up time. So I'm trying to think why. Ed is on new tires and now they should be warm enough that that should not be an issue. It might be, but I don't think so, that Ed has decidedly more fuel than Ike. Again, I don't think so. We have about half an hour of race. I don't expect Ike or Ed to go into pits anymore at all. I don't see Ed doing anything wrong in the driving. Because Ike is now half a second away, and he was 2 seconds away a round ago. I expect Ike to be near enough to overtake Ed at the start and end straight if things go like that. And while it would be a pity for Ed, who seems to have set up his strategy the right way, at least it gives us some racing. Oh. The server acting up again. Now we are at the start and end straight and Ike has lost half a second. Okay. I jinxed it. Minute warning. And while up front Ed and Ike are fighting for second, lower down the ranks Gio Nuvoli and René Demouchy are battling for 8th. So I'll be keeping an eye on both battles and jumping from the one to the other wherever I see a need. So interestingly enough, Ike has been able to inch himself into half a second away from Ed, but then on the rest of the track he seems to lose that. Taking the curve a little bit too wide and therefore losing a couple of tenths. So for the moment, this battle for second is the most interesting thing that is happening here when we only have half an hour to go on this 2-hour race. 2 hours on Porsche GT3s on Indianapolis Road. Organized by Global Enduro and brought to you by RomRom, your favorite channel for sim racing. Or else. Ramella into pits. Getting nearer to Ed. We've seen that before. And then during the rest of Indianapolis Road, losing the time that he made good on the straight. I think they're coming near a back marker. That could change things. As I said, I don't expect Ed or Ike to go into pits. Yeah, Ike taking a look at the gap, not big enough. So maybe now Ike is near enough. Because on the straight he really gains on Ed, so it could be different setups. near enough to make it. Yes. I take second. Let's see if Ed is able to take the position back. Ooh, going wide. Nah, on the straight, losing time, so to speak. So I think that Ike is gonna make it stick by the looks of it. So all the strategy didn't help, at least not with regards to the second position. I expect Ed to end up third, but it's still 25 minutes to go. Things can still change. At the front, Linus is going round and round and round with no issues. About a minute, over a minute away from Ike and Ed. Okay, it's clear that either Ike and Ed have different setups or different fuel load, as Ed is already 4 seconds away from Ike. Oh! Bart Boom lost control of the car. Bart running on the last position. And Chris Vaca was able to avoid him. Don't forget, next week at around 2000 CET, that's 8 p.m. CET, we'll be showing you Assetto Corsa Friends, also on Porsche 911s, on Brands Hatch, 2 times 40 minutes. And the next race from Global Enduro that we're gonna show you is gonna be on the 1st of May, 6 hours at Le Mans. You just saw it on the tower. There's less than 20 minutes remaining until the end of the race. I do not expect any of the drivers to go into pits for any regular pit stop anymore. I expect them all to be racing until the end. Of course, I've been wrong before and I could be wrong now. 20 minutes to go. We have Linus Lundvall on first, Ike Toos on second, Ed Bailey on third, Chris Vaca on fourth, and Manuel Losbichler on fifth. And no sooner do I say it that Reichel goes into pits. Very funny, man. He heard the stream and he's doing it just to spite me. Ta. It's interesting, at the beginning of qualifying it was Linus, if I remember correctly, who did the best time, but then was surpassed by Adam Smith, who did a big mistake on the first or second lap, had to go into pits, lost a lot of time, I suppose, repairing. And is now on 6th. Well, not he personally, but Damo Williams, who has taken over the car after Adam Smith. So hey, first to kinda last to... sixth. Let's see where they end. Because now that car is going into pits with a little bit over 16 minutes to go. They lost already positions and are now on 8th and are starting the pit stop. I'm not sure if pit stops that late in the race are regular pit stops or not. Because normally with 15 minutes to go, you don't do a pit stop. But the teams have not told me their strategies. Why should they? And therefore it may be part of their strategy. Of course, when you come out 9th out of the pit stop, it's not a bad idea if you have the first in front of you to try to race exactly the way that he's racing. Try to learn a little bit and maybe because of that gain positions. But driving into him would be a bad idea, mate. This, by the way, is a one-off race. It's not part of any series or anything. It's just a fun race to flex the own muscles, to drive around, and Linus goes into pits. 12 minutes to go and Linus goes into pits? Okay. I mean, I suppose he's far away enough from Ike that he'll come out of the pit stop still first, but it's strange. And I don't expect him to do more than a splash and dash. 10 minutes, seconds. I mean, Ike is still far away, but Ike also going into pits with 11 minutes to go. Did these guys all miscalculate fuel? Oh, and Linus Lundvall got a penalty. Speeding in pit. Let me check. Yeah, speeding in pit lane. Ah! That last pit stop may have cost Linus Lundvall the race. Or not the race, but at least the first position. As Ed Bailey moves into second while Ike Toos is doing his pit stop. And Linus Lundvall has to go into pits. What is it? A drive-through penalty. So Linus will have to serve a drive-through penalty, which should be setting him back around 30 seconds, 40 seconds if things don't go 100% right. And Linus is not 40 seconds away from Ed. That, of course, supposing that Ed does not go into pits. And I wasn't expecting anyone. Now Linus is serving his drive-through. There we go. And Ed has taken first position after Linus had to serve a drive-through penalty for speeding on the pit lane. Ay, ay, ay. So we have Linus now 3 seconds away from Ed, and Ike 27 seconds away from Ed. So with 9 minutes to go, Ike was able to do faster than Ed. Linus and Ike 2s are on newer tires, so that could shape up to be quite a race. Linus already 1 second only away from Ed. And if you're Ed, what do you do? Do you let Linus pass and be content with making second, or do you fight for that position and maybe overuse fuel, or even see Ike 2s coming too near? Oof. Linus braking very late. I don't know if Linus didn't make a mistake there. In any way, safe enough so that he is quite near to Ed and going for the overtake on the outside. No, guys, don't mess up. Yeah, exactly. That would have been very stupid. That would have been Daytona 24 hours stupid to throw away the race on the last 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Linus again going for the overtake on the outside, therefore Ed on a better position. Linus tries to make it stick and he makes it stick. Okay. Some fighting by Ed, but not really to the last, which I would say is an intelligent thing to do. Because Ike is still 22 seconds away, so barring any big issues like running out of fuel or something like that, I would say that Ed has the second position quite good. But of course, now that I said it, I jinxed it, and let's see where Ed ends. And if I see it correctly, morning is breaking. We're gonna be ending the race in the morning. At least there is the dawn. Ed already 2 seconds away from Linus, so it was a good idea to let him pass and not fight. Ed going a little bit wide there. Ike already eating up 2 seconds, but I don't think these 5 minutes that we still have in the race are gonna be enough time for Ike 2s to come into overtaking distance of Ed. But I've been wrong so many times already in this race. What's once more, right? We are 3 minutes away from the end of this 2-hour race. That's about 2 laps, give or take. And we have Linus Lundvall as the leader of the race. A position which I don't think he's gonna give up, and he's already 6 seconds away from Ed. Ed Bailey at second in this race, and he is 28 seconds away from third, who is Ike 2s. Ike seems to have had some issue, as he was already nearer than these 28 seconds to Ed. And as we've seen, because of setup or whatever, Ike is faster than Ed. But not faster enough. So I would say when Linus Lundvall crosses the line about now, because he's on the start and end straight, it's gonna be the last lap of the race. He's got some back markers. He's gonna be, I suppose, quite able to overtake. And hey, Ed Bailey starting at 7th, is, if nothing bad happens, gonna end this race at second. Not bad at all. Ike 2 starting at 9th, ends up 3rd as far as I can see. Not bad at all. 20 seconds to go. 15 seconds to go. Ike's still far away. Linus still far away from the southern end straight. So when he now passes the line, Linus Lundvall is gonna be the winner of this 2-hour race. And here we go. Linus Lundvall wins the 2-hour Indianapolis road race from Global Enduro. Ed coming in second. And soon enough, wait for it. Ike 2's coming third. Ooh, so at the end of this race, the positions are Linus Lundvall first, Ed Bailey second, Ike 2's third, Chris Wacker fourth, Manuel Losbichler 5th, Maximilian Reichel 6th, René Demouchy 7th, Damo Williams 8th, Gio Nuvoli 9th, and Henk-Jan Steneker 10th. Congratulations especially to everyone who survived this race. Not an easy thing to do. And thank you very much to everyone who has been with us this 2-hour race. Next week, Assetto Corsa Friends on Brands Hatch. And next race of the Global Enduro that we're gonna broadcast is gonna be on May 1st, 6 hours of Le Mans. This has been for romrom.net. Certa, have a wonderful time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.